Ambition starts clean. You want to do something meaningful. You want to build, provide, achieve. It begins as energy, almost pure. You stay late at work. You sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term growth. You say no to distractions. You commit yourself to building a life with real momentum. And you're praised for it. People admire your focus. Friends call you disciplined. Family says you're driven. It feels like you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. In the midst of all this hustle and bustle, there's something subtle going on. It's a quiet trade-off, one that often goes unnoticed. As ambition grows, emotional availability takes a back seat. It's like, to forge connections, you need space. But oh boy, ambition just eats it all up. But there's a quiet trade happening beneath all the recognition. As ambition rises, emotional availability declines. Connection requires space. Ambition consumes it. Connection requires presence, but, ambition fractures attention. To truly connect, you have to be vulnerable. Yet, ambition, well, it demands control. At first, the shifts are barely noticeable. You answer texts late but tell yourself you're focused. You start rescheduling time with friends because work needs you. You spend time with loved ones but check your phone while sitting next to them. You're there, but you're not fully there. The cost accumulates. It starts with small sacrifices. A missed dinner here, a postponed vacation there. Gradually, these small sacrifices become the norm. The weight of these choices begins to show, not just in your relationships, but in your own well-being. And because everyone sees your success, nobody calls it out. You're achieving, you're providing, you're doing what high performers do, but slowly, the cost accumulates. The very discipline that fuels your growth starts shrinking your emotional world. As you chase bigger goals, your internal wiring changes. What makes you excellent at building also makes you difficult to connect with. You become solution-oriented instead of emotionally open. You listen to respond, not to understand. You value efficiency over emotional depth. You prioritize outcome over process, even in conversations. Now let's look at some real-world examples. These will help illustrate how these dynamics play out in everyday life. The entrepreneur who can close multi-million-dollar deals but avoids honest discussions with their spouse because it feels uncomfortable. The executive parent who provides private schools, vacations, and security, but has no clue what their child is actually struggling with emotionally. The founder who builds a thriving business while losing contact with lifelong friends because there's no time anymore. The more you build externally, the more you risk collapsing internally. Silent distance can be felt even when you're right next to each other. It's like an invisible wall that words can't seem to break through. Sometimes it's not about what is said, but what isn't. Your pace creates silent distance. Your partner shares less because every time they open up, you try to solve the problem instead of just listening. Your friends stop inviting you because you're always busy. Your team respects you but feels emotionally disconnected from you. It's not intentional neglect, it's unintentional optimization. You start managing people the way you manage tasks, with precision but without presence. The distance grows silently. The people closest to you feel unseen. They adapt. They lower expectations. They stop asking for more. And the distance grows silently. If this is hitting somewhere real for you, hit like and subscribe. This channel isn't here to flatter your success. It's here to expose the real costs behind it and how to protect what matters. Eventually you reach a strange place. The results are there, the money is there, the recognition is there, but you feel increasingly isolated. Ambition can sometimes leave us feeling empty inside. We chase goals, but at what cost? Often we sacrifice meaningful connections. This hollow heart is a silent consequence of relentless ambition. You don't say it out loud, you tell yourself you're just busy, you keep moving, you stay productive, because slowing down feels unsafe now. More real examples. The CEO with thousands of contacts but nobody they trust to share real fears with. The public figure praised on social media who hasn't had an honest conversation with anyone for months. The high performer whose calendar is full but heart feels hollow. The very thing you chased, success, gave you external validation but stripped your internal grounding. You now have something to protect. Your image, your momentum, your position. Ambition, when left unchecked, can take us to unexpected places. It drives us, pushes us beyond our limits, but sometimes it can also lead us astray. It's a delicate balance, one that requires constant awareness and reflection. Opening up feels dangerous because vulnerability threatens the control you've worked so hard to build. So you stay high-functioning and quietly alone. And the worst part, you convince yourself this is just part of success. You tell yourself that this is what leaders do, that emotional distance is necessary to maintain your pace. But it's not. It's simply what happens when ambition grows unchecked. The solution isn't abandoning ambition. You don't need to shrink your goals. You need to protect your capacity for connection as you grow. Here's some examples. Schedule unproductive time. Not every moment needs ROI. Block time for real conversations that aren't quick catch-ups. Practice listening without fixing. Don't manage emotional conversations like business problems. Allow discomfort. Sit with what's shared. Share before you're asked. Don't wait for crisis to become vulnerable. Share your fears, doubts, and uncertainty with those closest to you. Ambition and connection are not mutually exclusive. Strive for success, but remember the importance of relationships. Balancing these two aspects can lead to a more fulfilling life. Guard emotional availability like revenue of your business. If your emotional presence erodes, everything else will eventually collapse underneath it. Ambition expands your world, but connection holds your world together. You can have both, but only if you refuse to let growth steal your humanity. Success without connection is simply high-functioning emptiness. The real risk isn't failure. The real risk is winning and realizing you lost yourself along the way. Drop a comment. Build without disconnecting. Subscribe for more real conversations about growth without self-erasure. Like this video and share if you know someone quietly losing themselves inside their ambition. This video is for motivation and clarity. It's not therapy or professional advice. The real work belongs to you.